Welcome to the very first day of 2025. Happy New Year. Dreams, dreams, dreams. You know, they say dreams without a deadline is nothing more than just wishful thinking. Or what is it? Goals without deadlines is just wishful thinking. I don't know if that's true. Because if you got a dream and you know the desired results you want, and you can state it in simple terms that's very easily understood by anyone, and you write it on a card and you keep it with you all the time, and you've had it with you every day for over 6 years, dreams, visions, unrealistic goals. My favorite, unrealistic goals. Choose goals that you can reach because it'll help you gain momentum. And you know what? A lot of that's right. It's true. I don't know why I'm laughing. That's rude of me. I mean, because but I can say this from personal experience. I have put so much time and effort into trying to find the easy way, or the so-called shortcuts, or the hacks. And you know what? I don't think there is any. And even if you do find those, even if you do find some, there's still gonna be some kind of pain and suffering that you didn't anticipate, or a new way of suffering that you didn't know about. Anyways, you know, today is a new year. I'm thinking about the goals and the dreams. You know, one of my main things was when I first decided, it was at the very beginning of 2018 when this journey first began. I set out to figure out what in the hell is it that truly causes failure in the human psyche. Like, if you could really pinpoint it down to a single seed, not to get to the root of the problem, but the single seed, if there was a single seed that you could plant into the human psyche and it grows there, it causes failure of various kinds. There's too many kinds to where you would think it was just endless and infinity of failures, when really it's just stemmed off of one seed. That's the possibility I was looking for. And also, likewise, if there was this single seed that branches off into an infinity of successes that looks like just endless kinds, but it's really not endless kinds, it's stemmed off of one seed that gets planted into the human psyche. I know now, at this point, it's all about programming our minds. Repetition, 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 repetition. And from what I see, I mean, technically, if you look at where I'm at, financially, and where I'm at in life, and where I set out to be by this time, 2025, my goal was to have $27.9 million in my bank account by the end of 2025. Son bitch, it's 2025. I don't even have the money for rent this month. I just barely got a job after being jobless for the past almost 3 months. I did complete another manuscript though. And I've got a lot of writing out, a lot of writing, a lot of research. Anyways, dreaming is free. Dreaming is really, really free. And yet, so few people do it. So few people do it. Because to me, dreaming is, you're thinking about it every day. Every day. It's not just like, oh, I would like to do this or I like to do that. And then the conversation goes out and that's it. And you never talk about it again for the next 20 years or 30 years. It might come up again and you talk about it again. Then it goes right, swept back under the carpet. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like when you write down some things and you keep it with you and you look at it every single day. Every single day. There is no day off. You know, I don't. You know, when I first wrote these goals out, I think I gave myself 10 years to reach $27.9 million. And then after that first year, I think I changed it and moved it to 2025. I cut it. I think I cut 3 years off of it and made it a 7-year thing. I think it's what it was. I figured that was realistic. I figured that's what I could do. Because at that time, I had several patent ideas, quite a few of them actually. Probably altogether somewhere around 300 patent ideas. But once I learned a little bit into the patent game, got ripped off plenty of money, quite a bit of money, learned the hard way. And the hard way is you definitely want to identify your patent attorney first. Don't jump out there and try to invent help you see on TV, the 1-800 number. Bad idea. But anyways, make a long story short, that was my whole entire dream, is to get some products out there. Because throughout my life, even when I was a little kid, I would dream up some ideas. Then it's like several years later, as time went by, I would see these products on the shelf in Walmart, and I'd be like, that was my freaking idea. And I would just sit there and look at it and think, my God, that's fascinating. And that happened throughout the years, a couple times, 3 times. And anyways, but I never advanced on any of that stuff. I just have it dinging around in the back of my head. I think the first time I started making the list was back in 2012. Yeah, 2012, 2013. I started just kind of filing away ideas. An idea would happen, I just put it in a folder. And I had quite a few of them. But anyways, I never did nothing with them. Matter of fact, I forgot about it and shut it down for several years. And at that time, I'd also started reading Grant Cardone's book, Sell or Be Sold. That thing crushed me. I couldn't accept the reality of it. I went further back into denial, alcoholism, drug addiction, all that stuff, cigarette smoking, anything that can kill you. Anyway, so several years goes by. Dad dies, 2018, the end of 2018. And in that year also, my uncles had died. It's like everybody I knew just died. And not just them, but like older people I've known throughout the years. It's like everybody just died all at once. It's like, damn. They all died similarly. Shitty. Smoking cigarettes. Most of them were alcoholics and addicts. Their bodies wouldn't let them take it anymore, but they were all on disability and just real shitty health, just real low quality living. if you even want to call it living, more of a living death, still smoking them cigarettes, just killing themselves slowly in just a terrible way. But anyways, back to the thing, the dreams, the visions. Yeah, affirmations, auto-suggestions, programming your mind, putting those seeds in, verbalizing things, saying things, reading things off a piece of paper, affirmations, auto-suggestions right before you fall asleep, right when you wake up. Been doing that every day for 6 years now, a little over. And yeah, I'll tell you what, that stuff starts making you crazy because it'll make you start making moves you would have never done. It'll start making you reach for things that are just way out of your league. It'll give you balls that you never had. I mean, there's a real fine line in between straight up crazy and having balls. And you know what? Your brain will start doing it for you. You won't have any choice. You're going to start doing it. That's like we can't keep doing something over and over and over and over and expect not to, and think we can just get away with it and just be like, oh, I'm just doing this just because. No, there is no just because. No. Everything bears fruit of some kind. Everything. So anyways, doing all those crazy affirmations and stuff like that, I have seen something that's really cool. And this is what I recommend. Talk smack, big smack. Think of a desired result. And even if you can't see not even one single step of how to put it together, throw it out there. Throw it out there to somebody who is already truly rich. Get their attention. Now, they may call you on it pretty damn quick. They may send one of their top salesmen to give you a call, and they bust your balls, and they realize, what the hell, you're just talking smack. You don't have anything back behind it. You just got the thing and nothing else. That's it. But you know what? When you do that, you surmount your fears. You surmount your fears of rejection. You surmount your fears of being made out to look like a fool. And then once you pass that hurdle, it don't matter. It don't matter after that. And you know what? You'll start seeing things. It's like the spirit of the universe will start opening up your eyes to things that no one else can see, and you can see it plain as day. Kind of reminds me of that movie Young Guns, when those dudes were tripping on that peyote. They did a peyote ceremony with that Indian guy. And they were riding through this Indian camp. That one guy's like, why ain't they killing us? They can't see us. We're in the spirit world. Yeah, it's like that. They can't see us. We're in the spirit world. Anyways, for example, the exact smack I talked, since you're wondering what it was, the first time I really did it was like $600 million into Guatemala. Of course, I heard this one billionaire guy talking smack about, each year his goal is to get all the way back down to zero. Get rid of everything and just take on just massive debt, like $1 billion worth of debt each year. And that's always his goal, get back down to zero. And of course, I started kind of stalking the old boy and found out that he's averaging about $600 million a year and what they got going on. And so I started throwing the ball to them. $600 million, that's a little over $500 million into some Guatemalan real estate. Some things started really kind of opening up that I could see. Probably for him too. But anyways, they called me on my shit pretty quick. And I got shot down pretty quick because I really didn't have nothing to stand on other than just the off-the-wall desired result. Of course, I haven't talked to the guy personally. But anyways, that time will come soon. It's 15 minutes. We might as well go over. It's in the new year. But anyways, dreams. Dreams are free. It's free to daydream. And it's okay to want off the wall stuff. But you know what? I do know one thing for sure, absolute best. Back in 2018, when I got a piece of paper and I wrote down some big list of all the things I wanted. Not only did I write down what I wanted, I'm talking like a mansion, lakefront property. I mean, just Lamborghinis, just a bunch of off the wall stuff. A lot of superficial stuff, but yeah, stuff. Anyways, I wrote the reasons why I wanted those things. Why? The more whys, the reason, like, why do I want that? Why do I want it? Why do I want it? Why do I want it? The more you can answer that, even with just little stupid answers, it could be just as simple as, just to kick the ball off, it could be something as simple as, because I like it, because I want it, just because I want it. Because I want it, because I think it'll make me feel good. Because I want it, because I think it'll fulfill me. And just put the whys to it. And then it's like, once you start getting past that and start getting past the superficialities, the surface level, and the shallows, it starts getting deeper past your head and into your heart. Or at least that's what I've seen. The main reason 6 years ago when I wrote down on a piece of paper, I actually have a little bit of the check that I wrote to myself, $27.9 million, signed my name to it, and wrote on the memo for life-changing products and writings to humanity. And I kept that check with me. And of course, I've sweated on it, had it in my wallet, and now it's just a little bitty piece of paper. Matter of fact, I'm going to get it to show it to you. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I've never talked to not one single soul about this until just this year. And the only reason I come out of the closet about it is because I come across a video with Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey did the same thing. Isn't that so cool? Had no idea. But that's an actual check, a blank check that I had from the bank I was using at that time several years ago, 6 years ago, to be exact. And I wrote it out to myself. Actually put some of my email on it. Wrote pay to the order of Timothy Daniel Wilson $27.9 million for the creation of books and products. I can't remember what I wrote there. See, half of the check is gone. I washed it. I don't carry this actually with me all the time because it's falling apart and it's just barely there. But anyways, I was so happy to see that Jim Carrey did the same damn thing. And the way he talked about how he would go up there in Hollywood, up on that hill, and pretend like he's spreading his arms and pretend like he's receiving from the universe and stuff. Everything's coming out of the sky that he wants. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. I thought I was just being psycho. Turns out there's a lot of other people psycho too. But I think it's that dreaming. I think when you know what you want, it's like the universe will give you how would I even word this? Because like right now, even being right now, just looking at my track record, a lifelong history of basically being a loser. I have never even liked me until just these past few years. And being hopeless, just trapped in freaking ego, drug addiction, alcoholism, 33 years of cigarette addiction, not habit addiction. Finally kicked all that. But anyways, I remember even that paper I wrote. My main dreams is to figure out how to live life successfully. Not just money, but successfully. And I wrote out to be able to develop a system to be able to handle money so that I'm not poisoned by it or any of my family members that happen to handle it also. So they're not poisoned by ego or whatever it was. And at that time, I had no idea what those things were. I got a little bit better idea now. Now I just need the money. So, anyways, yeah, I was looking at that paper that I wrote out those years, and it was like I was still fully engulfed in the alcoholism and the cigarette addiction. I mean, the cigarette addiction, I think I hated that more than the actual drug and alcohol addiction. I mean, it was all humiliating, no matter how you slice it. I feel like I hated the cigarettes worse because it was just totally out front and obvious for the world to see, especially me. It's like you're getting high and you're not even getting high on it. It's not even a noticeable high, it's just an addictive compound. Stupid addiction. But anyways, I remember that paper I wrote out, quit smoking cigarettes for life. That was at the end of 2018. I mean, at the beginning of 2018, rather. And I remember writing that out. That was one of my goals. Quit smoking cigarettes and get sober somehow. At that time, I had no freaking idea how. I can tell you it took a couple, 3 years, but you know what? It's like intrinsic stepping stones came out of the universe to help me to find my way to it. It's almost like the spirit of the universe custom made me a method to where all other methods failed. It custom made me a system to go through that got me cigarette free. And that's been 4 years. I smoked in 4 years. That's somebody who smoked 33 years in a row. And what I'm saying is the intent. What's your intention? What's your desired result? Set an intent. Set the intent first. Set the dream. Set the vision first. People say, there's a lot of people that say, set realistic goals. I'm here to tell you, no. Set unrealistic goals. Set just absolutely goddamn ridiculous goals. Oh, you're already up in age. It's like you got to be realistic. It's like, billionaires take their entire lives to become billionaires. That's them, not you. And the reason I say this, I'd say one of the coolest mentors I have that's not really a mentor that I know, but, a YouTube mentor. I don't have any, live mentors, but Grant Cardone. I've seen him do it in several of his speeches where it's like he's trying to communicate to people. It's like, it's not your money, it's not your power, it's not what you got back behind you, it's your words. It's your words. Your words. It's like the first time I heard him say that, it's just the way he said it. It's like, oh my God, it's real. It's like it's true. A normal person can be just never rich, financially illiterate, and dream up a plan, a strategy, a vision, and then pitch the ball to somebody who is a billionaire. Yeah. Dream. 2025. Dream. Dream on paper. Make it ridiculous. Who cares if you don't get it? Who cares if you never do reach it? But the fact is there's going to be things opened up to you that you've never seen open up. And what I mean is your perception, your eyes, your mind, the way you see people, the way you see yourself, the way you see the world, the way you think about the spirit of the universe. Here, let me paint a little bit picture of the kind of person I used to be. Just several years ago, my self-esteem, self-worth was so low. I was just so damaged in every way imaginable, heart, mind, body, and soul, that I was so ate up with fear, so ate up with hate. It's like that. I couldn't even, like, on Facebook back then they had the thumbs up and the thumbs down icons. I think that was about that time and stuff like that. And I couldn't even. I was so scared of what the world thought of me. I couldn't even post comments without just going into like a panic attack, sitting there by myself, trying to reach out to the world. That kind of fear. I'd post a comment or something, and I'd think, no, that's stupid. Back it up and erase it. Try to put something else on there. I was like, that's too many words. Try to put just a couple words. No, back it up. I'm just freaking out, man. Fear of what the world would think of me if I had an opinion. Now measure it from that to somebody who's willing to talk shit to a billionaire and tell him, hey, I am here to buy your entire company and all your employees in its entirety, but yet I can't even pay a $1,200 month's rent this week. Pretty trippy, huh? Anyways, dream on paper. Write your dreams on paper. Keep it with you every day. Dream on paper. Here, I'll show you some examples. These are new dreams. Some of these are new dreams that just came up in the past 2 years. 2 years. Right at 2 years. Not even quite 2 years, about a year and a half. These are some new dreams. Some of the old ones from 6 years ago, they're $27.9 million. But one of them is owning 50 townhouses in Guatemala, Antigua, and 200 apartments in Antigua, Guatemala. And from what I'm looking at right now, I can see the possibilities of it through several different angles. If I can well articulate the words to the right people at the right time, in the right place. And I can. You can too. Am I educated in real estate and stuff like that? No. Well, yeah, I look at a lot of real estate stuff, but have I gone through to learn the schooling? No. I might need to. I mean, I'll do it if I have to. But just the fact is those are the kind of ridiculous dreams I'm talking about. Like that right there. 50 townhouses, 20 apartments, buildings. That's about $40 million if you include all the land that goes with it and where it's at. But yet that's what I'm dreaming. $40 million project, and that's just on what I'm looking at. Just part of that. Is it ridiculous? Yeah. Am I ridiculous? Yes, I am. Will I get it? This is what I do know for an absolute fact. I may not get it in this manner exactly the way I got it written in the areas, but I know the universe, before I die, if I live long enough, the spirit of the universe will orchestrate in a way to where I have the equivalent of it. See, because I'm not just looking at this of me owning these 50 townhomes and 200 apartments just for me to get the money off of it. No, there's an agenda behind it. It's like, who needs it? And why would they go out there? And why would they spend their money on it to own that there? Those kind of crazy dreams. Dream on paper. Dream on paper. You don't have to tell anybody. Just dream on paper. Just read it off. And write it in a manner to where it's as if it already is. Like this is how I kind of write it. I've done this many different ways. It's like try to write it in a way to where it already exists. So here's the kind of thing to bypass the guards of the mind that knows that you don't have it. Okay, picture this. Let's pretend like God is like the quantum field or the field of energy that is a formless, and it is the infinity of possibilities in its entirety. Say inside that is whatever you can dream up is inside that in its formless, but it does exist. It inside that, it has no beginning or no end. So that's where everything comes from. See, like here we got life and death, beginning and end. This is the 3D realm. This is the physical realm. Okay, now let's go back to looking at the God mind. The infinity of possibilities and the formless. Everything exists. Nothing has a beginning or end. It's all in there. We just mismatch and make new and everything. We dream this stuff up and then it manifests into the physical realm to where we are here. So having said that, if you can dream it up in your mind, that exists in your mind. Can you agree with that? Okay, good. You can agree that it's some type of existence by being in your mind because you can dream it up. And knowing that there is some kind of something, let's call it the, the infinity of possibilities in its entirety, the quantum field, the mind of God, the formless energy that everything manifests from. The entire universe comes out of it because it was already contained in that, and then it manifests into the physical realm. So we can say it exists in your mind and also in that. See, that's 2/3 of it. And then the other third is here on earth in this physical plane. So you can agree that 2/3 of whatever you dream up is already an accomplished fact. Can you agree with that? Okay, at least you're trying. All right. This is the way I recommend it. I write this out, and this is what I put in my head as soon as I wake up, because it sets the tone for the day, along with some gratitude things. Just be grateful, 1 or 2 things. I'm glad to know my $27 million exists. See, just plain and simple like that. I'm just glad to know it exists. So anyways, dream on paper. See you in the funny papers.